Well, dear friends, very good afternoon. Okay, some network issue was there. Okay, so be online quickly. Some Salve already has joined. Okay, Nirmay Salve. Okay, so many students. Santosh. Okay, so dear students, on account of having some network issue, okay, we could not hold the class on time. So now quickly be online because today once again I am going to teach you a new poem from your reader book, and then I'll teach you two more lessons, then your syllabus will be over, and 30% as per deduction, we have reduced the syllabus also from your supplementary reader book. So be online quickly so that we can go with the poem. I'll show you some word meaning. Also, we'll read out the poem and we'll understand what actually Walter de la Mere, the poet, wants to tell you in the poem Someone. It's a very beautiful poem, Someone. Someone by Walter de la Mere, that is from your class 6. Okay. Now, first of all, I read out the poem, then I will highlight some difficult words so that you will be able to understand their meaning, and then we will come to know what actually about the poem. Someone came knocking at my wee small door. Someone came knocking, I'm sure. I listened, I opened, I looked to left and right, but not. There was a stirring in the still dark night. Tap-tapping, only the busy beetle tap-tapping in the world. Only from the forest the screech owls call. Only the cricket whistling while the dewdrops fall. So I know not who came knocking. At all. Very small poem. I think altogether 14 lines will find. Let me count the lines also. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 14 lines poem, I think. So everything is clear. My voice, is it audible? Let's just you text me, whether my voice is audible to you or you are able to reach my sound. Yes, somebody should text me, Yes, everything is clear. Just you text me everything is clear or not. Okay, very good. Tapase. Ishan Tapase, okay. So Someone by Walter de la Mere, and you see the poem it is given, someone, first line you see, someone came knocking at my wee. Okay, first of all we'll come to learn about the meaning. What is actually we? Okay. Now we means here very small in size, and especially the poet, he is describing that the place where actually he lives, there is a small door and it refers to that, and the door is small in size, so we means very small, very tiny, Someone came knocking at my wee small door. So first of all we have to understand actually where the poet used to live. The poet used to live in the forest area. Clear? And there he has made a small cabin, that is made up of woods, Did you understand? So in the middle of the night, a mysterious arrival comes and he knocks at the door of the poet. A mysterious, very suspected arrival, just arrives, and that is also when in the midnight, when the poet was inside his cabin. It means small cottage. Did you understand? The poet was inside his cabin, inside his small cottage, and that time he came to know he is all alone living in the forest. And in forest area you might have seen, small cabins, you might have observed that might be made up of mud and woods, clay and woods, Have you ever observed while going to any farmhouse also? Okay. So the poet has made a small cabin, and inside his cabin, you will find him, and all of a sudden, in the midnight, not in daytime, in the midnight, someone came knocking at my wheel. The poet could hear, something very strange, unusual. Never ever it had happened with him. First time he was able to listen. Okay, that somebody knocking at his door. And who is that someone? The poet doesn't know, because he has not seen him. And for the first time he has come across, such kind of unusual sound, the knocking sound of the door. So many days before, if we just see the past, over a period of so many years, the poet used to live in the cottage, but never ever he had heard such kind of sound. So all of a sudden someone came and knocked at the door at my wee. It means my small cottage, very, very tiny in size, very small in size. The door was, the person who knocked at the door itself, it was very small in size. Remember this, in examination you have to write. If you are asked to explain the line, then you have to understand. At my wee, small door. It contained, the cabin contained a small door, very, very small in size, and someone came knocking. But I am sure. I listened and I opened. Nobody is there, whether you believe or not, but the poet has heard it. That is why in number 4th line you can see he has mentioned, I am sure. It means the sound, which he had heard, that was a must actually. It means he had really heard the sound. Did you understand? Really he had heard the sound. That is why he is saying, I am sure. Whether you believe me or not, but I am dead sure that, I came to hear such kind of sound. Very unusual, very typical. Never ever, before I had come across such kind of sound made by someone else. And I listened. And after listening, what the poet did? As soon as he listened, the sound, somebody is knocking at the door, he is inside the cabin, then immediately he went there and opened. And he started looking to left and right, whether somebody is there or what. Because someone might get, misled in the jungle also, because he is living in the forest. Someone might be mistaken. Someone might have been, misguided also. Try to understand. So all of a sudden, if you are alone, living in the cabin, you just, resting in your cabin, there is a small cottage, and everywhere, there is complete silence. In the middle of the night, around 1:30, 2 o'clock, what will happen to you? You are living with your parents, and immediately someone comes, and knocked at the door. Someone came, suppose, and knocked at the door in the midnight. And if you are alone, suppose, what will happen? The heartbeat, it will increase. But here the poet didn't get, afraid of As he listened, he immediately went there and opened. But to his surprise, you see, after looking left and right also nobody is there. But not, there was a stirring. You see, not, I am making you understand the meaning of not. N-A-U-G-S-T, not means nothing. Or you can say also N-O-T. Like the old English, you know, H-A-T-S, have means H-E-S, how? H. T-H-O-U, thou, old English, the meaning is you. H-A-S-T, hast, it means H-A-S-H. You have to understand it, okay? So, not means nothing or not. And steering, another meaning you see, S-T-I-R-R-I-N-G, steering means movement. Because he is living in the forest, you know, so many trees are surrounded the cabin. Okay. The trees might shake also because of the wind when it blows. But nothing such he find. He found nothing such things, you know. He didn't find, you know, anything happening over there, you know. Okay. I looked to left and right, but not there was a stirring, not even a slight movement of tree or even any bird. Because all were resting. And there was complete peace and silence over there. Silence prevailed. Who will come in the midnight, you tell me? Either ghost can live in the jungle. Did you understand? But not there was a stirring, it means not even a slightest movement of anything also was there. And what will happen to you, you tell me, if you are living alone in the jungle, suppose, and somebody comes and knocks at the door, you know, and as soon as you open, nothing you find over there. Then what will happen to you? Heart stroke will come. And though you are not bold, they will just become, you know, fall unconscious over there. You lose your consciousness. It can happen. Did you understand? So are you able to understand what I am trying to explain it in the poem? So as soon as the poet listened, he immediately opened. He looked to left and right, but nothing he could find over there, not even a slight movement of anything which surrounds the cabin or cottage. Then he alone again, you know, went back inside his cabin, you know. In the still dark night, what happened, you see, in the still dark night, only the busy beetle tapping in the wall. What he could hear only, can beetle come and knock at the door, or the insects, you know, will go and knock at the door. And he really heard the knocking sound, you know, as if a person might have, you know, arrived over there. This beetle, you know, these insects, they will never create such kind of knocking sound, you know. In the still and dark night, what he noticed? Only the busy beetle tapping in the wall. They are crawling. And their sound is audible to him only, but not knocking sound. Then he is in thought, actually, who came and knocked at my door? Who came here? And who knocked at my door? This is very, very surprising, mysterious, you know, very shocking. In the still dark night, only the busy beetle tapping in the wall. On the wall, the busy beetle are tapping, you know, they are crawling and they are creating sound that is only noticeable, audible to him, but not such knocking sound, you know. And do you believe also that, you know, these busy beetle, you know, small insects can make, you know, such kind of peculiar sound, knocking sound? Are they human beings? No. That is why he is in doubt also. And also he could listen only from the forest the screech owl's call. The owls is producing sound, at night, in the forest, because owls, these category, I am telling you, they can see during night and they are blind during daytime. Owls. Only they are making sound, but not such knocking sound, they can create. So in the forest, the poet could listen, the owl is singing song, The owl is singing song and the cricket also whistling. And what he is able to listen? The cricket also making the sweet sound. Sweet sound, like whistle. These many sounds, the poet is able to listen when he opened the door and saw here and there, Nothing such amazing and surprising, he could notice. Because every day this cricket will be singing, owls will be singing song, The busy better will be tapping on wall, These all he can come across, every day. This is natural, living in the forest. But not such, knocking sound he had ever come across. Also the poet could listen the dewdrops fall. During midnight, if everything is silent, if silence prevails everywhere, then you will be able to get the sound, or you will be able to listen also the dewdrops which can fall. If the dewdrop falls also, then you will be able to listen, because silence prevails. If the whole class is silent, then even if I drop a pin, then also it can be audible. Similarly, the poet tells here that, even as the whole night it is very silent and dark in the jungle, then even the dewdrop, when it falls, I could listen them also, the dewdrops. So I know not who came knocking at all, But actually I don't know who actually came and knocked at my door. Who is the person? But I am dead sure that someone is there. And this is the work of a person, a human being, not these creatures. The sound which he heard, this is a work by a human being, not from any other creatures. Because these creatures, they can make, and he can understand their language. And it doesn't match with the knocking sound. Whatever these creatures make, that don't match with the knocking sound, That is why he is very much afraid also now. Now you imagine, when you are alone, suppose you are living alone, in your house, and immediately, you thought that, I switched up the light, and after a while, after some time, when you come, then you found, the light is on. Then what will happen? Already suppose you had switched up, and immediately you came. You are living in the house, alone, and the time period I am mentioning, that it might be, after 12 o'clock night, or 1:30, 2 p.m., 2 a.m., night, when there is, complete silence, which prevails your place, and immediately you find such things, what will happen? Or suppose at night, somebody, immediately you got the knocking sound, very louder. Your blood pressure also will increase, heartbeat also will increase. Yes or no? So Sadhu, are you able to hear me now? Yes, Santosh, you will be scared. Anyone can be scared, when someone, finds such unusual things happening over there. And after all, the poet is living in the forest alone and living in a small cottage, and the cottage is surrounded by a thick forest. All animals and creatures are living, wild animals and creatures. And in the midnight, when the poet listens, such sound, the knocking sound, then obviously, first of all, he was not afraid actually. So immediately he came out, and opened the small door. We means very, very small in size, So he opened the door, but unfortunately, he could not find such things over there. Then he thought that, who can be? Who is the person? At last he has said, I understand these creatures, they can make, sound, but I know not who came knocking them. Then who is that person, who came and knocked at my door? This is something, very surprising and mysterious also, and the mystery the poet has not revealed till the end of the poem also. And we didn't come to the conclusion that actually we didn't find actually that person, who came and knocked. It is not mentioned also. Then this is something, suspicious. Something, mysterious we can find. Are you able to understand what I am trying to explain to you? Okay, how many students have doubt right now? You tell me. I hope that you all have understood it very, very well. It's a very small poem and nothing such, something, difficulty level, you can have also in understanding the poem. Santosh, I hope that you are able to understand the poem very properly. Yes. Is anyone there who has not understood the poem? You please clarify it. Pauline, you have, Alice, have you understood it very properly? Alice? Sardul? Have you understood it very properly? Narayan Pandey came late. Pandeyji is coming late. See, when some new points and lessons, are taught, you should be, I am very happy that, few students who are very regular in your class, like Santosh, Bhavya, and Sardul, then so many, Ishan Tapase, then Elias, many students are there, who are very much regular, and because of that, they are scoring good marks also in English, Of course, it can happen. The way you show, the way you read, I think. Okay, no doubt, understood, okay, no doubt, very good, very good. So, dear students, okay, tomorrow I will show you the questions and answers, and some activity will solve, then 2 more new lessons I will teach you from your, because I have already taught the last part of your reader book, okay, the poems are over, only some lessons, some stories, interesting stories are there, which I can teach you also after a day or two. Tomorrow I will give you the questions and answer of that poem, and if you have still any doubt, then tomorrow you can put up your queries, okay, you can put up me tomorrow your queries and questions, whatever you have. Read the poem, come prepared so that you will be able to ask me, and though you are not reading, they cannot raise any question. Read it, something new you try to find out, and you ask me, sir, I have understood in this way, and what should be the answer in a different way also you can ask me. Because literature is something, I am telling you, you have understood in a particular way, the teacher has taught you in a different way, okay. So it is up to you how you are going to interpret it, and literature will give you chance. This is not grammar, so that you know am means am, is means is, you know. As means as. This is not like that. Your answer might vary. So in literature, if you are writing something in your own, then also the teacher will give you good marks, you know. It's not like that what the teacher is teaching, that answer you have to write. You have understood in a different way, but don't try to deviate, you know, completely. I have told you something, the meaning, you know, it is coming out something, and you interpret in a different way. That cannot be accepted. Only one thing you can do, that you know, you can read the poem, understand it in your own way, and you write, you know. Whatever the possible answer you can find, you know, that you have to understand. Okay, so thank you very much, dear students. Okay, and tomorrow the question answer part I will show you. Thank you very much.